Guys, welcome back to another Mod Review Monday. Today we're going to be looking at the BWS Lowboy by ATS Trucks and Trailer Reviews. Uh, the version we're going to be looking at today is version 5.0. It's currently on sale at the time of this recording for $42, but the actual price, or the list price or whatever, is $47. This trailer comes with 51 loads, and some of the heaviest being up to about 140,000 pounds. Um, just worth mentioning too that this modder does up the price every time there's like a significant update with more loads or options and stuff. So um, I'm sure you got time to get this at this price, but in the future it may go up. So just be aware of that, and let's get into it. So here in the trailer purchase menu, super simple. As you can see, of course, a new category there on the left. We got BWS manufacturing, and super simple, just one option for um, a selection out here. So for the chain type, we do have two options, and depending on which one you choose will affect your chassis options. So I'll go through all those in that section, but for the chain type, we got a single, which is just the lowboy trailer itself, as well as a double, which throws this two-axle Jeep on the front. So those are the chain types. For the body, we also have two types, and we got the full wood, or we could throw aluminum down the middle. So on to chassis. So for the single chain type, just the trailer itself, we can have this neck flipped up as it currently is, or flipped down. And then we could also put on a single axle booster on the back. Now, as you can see, as you might be able to see, this is pretty rigid steel here, so this does not turn. Um, it's just there to help spread the weight further back off the trailer. So these are the chassis options for just the single lowboy. And if we come over to the one with the Jeep, we can just have it like this, or throw a single wheel booster on the back as well. So this is the longest trailer that this is the longest setup for the trailer, I should say. So for paints, we got it super simple. We got armor green, bravery red, graphite gray, sea blue, and then of course a custom color of your choice. Now here we are on to accessories. I'm going to do it on this triple, or the Jeep setup with the uh, pusher on the back, just because this is the variation where you have the most amount of options, so I could just show everything and tell you what does or doesn't come on just the single low boy. So up front here we have black or chrome fenders. Of course, we could take them off. Moving on back, we have a toolbox, which is independent from each side, so you could just run one or both, or however you want to do that. Right here we have mud flaps for in front of the wheels on the Jeep. We could do plain black, BWS in black and white, or a plain white. This pack does not come with any wheels and tires, so those are just SCS. Here we have front fender on the lowboy itself. We got black and chrome. And back here we got mud flaps for the back of the Jeep. So same options as the front. Up here we can change the color of the logo. So we currently have a red background, but we can do black or white. And then right here we can do, we could throw some chains and binders in this little pocket right here, which is hard to see in the store menu, but I will show that in the up close and personal. Moving on back, we have this note on the side for all of our markers, so we could throw some extras. And then we also have an option to light this thing up like a Christmas tree. Of course, these are grayed out. No lights come with this pack, so um, hopefully it'll work with the pack that you have. Again, I can't say exactly which ones it does work with and doesn't. I think it does work with the LED Mega Pack from Hatryu as well as the Flatline pack, I want to say. Don't hold me to it though. Please, please, please. Back here on the rear fender, we could put mud guards. We could do the diamond plate aluminum, a painted, or a wood type fender cover. Back here, this node only shows up from the front, so it will disappear if you swing to the back there. But you can make these supports here in between the wheels as well as the ramps in the back a chrome. Show you that chrome there. Of course, for oversized load, you can put flags on either side. Back here, we have more mud flat options. So we got plain black, the black BWS, white BWS, and white, and it does affect in front of the wheels as well. Down here, we have option for strobe lights, which will throw them on the bottom there. And even though the sign's back here, the node remains here, just as if you had just the lowboy, where we could change our oversized load sign. So we got long load, oversized load, over dimension, as well as wide load. And then finally back here on the booster, we could throw some more strobes on. And right here, we can change the mud flaps. So that is it for accessories on this trailer. We will go ahead and do the up close and personal, look at some loads, and then do a look at lighting because it does have some trailer specific lights on it, even though they're not selectable. So here we are outside, guys, for the up close and personal. We got some stickers up here. You could kind of read it. Got our DOT tape, which definitely I don't think is as it's not as detailed as some of the other trailers we've seen. Kind of just looks like white red paint. Here we have our airlines, it looks like, going up to the pogo stick. Kind of clipping through that beam, I feel like. We got our fifth wheel here. Got our secondary, oh man. Those glide hands are not hooked up for our Jeep to a lowboy connection. We got our rubber bump stops for when you flip the neck. These air hookups would only be used if you're got the neck flipped and just are running the lowboy trailer itself, not a Jeep. What we got under here? We got continuation of our air hoses, brake chambers, shock absorbers. Got some airbags too. Since this is not it's not a RGN, it's not a removable gooseneck, so you actually do have some leg supports for the front of the trailer if you were to disconnect. Got our lights on the back. Got our decking. We did opt for the aluminum middle. And before I forget, here are all of our chains and binders. So like I said, it's really hard to see this in the shop just because of camera limitations, but they are definitely here. They're definitely out here. Let's see. Let's move back here. We do have our fenders on. there. Our aluminum, which actually is kind of textured, if you can see that. It's not just completely mirror polished, which is nice. Even got the, or it may not be aluminum, sorry, the chrome. We even got the chrome ramps. And this is where that booster attaches onto. So we even got the air hookups back here for it. Taillights there, and we even have taillights down here, which I know you guys probably didn't get to see in the shop because when we went to the back of the trailer, the booster was connected. Pretty slick. Looks like it you just back this trailer up into these little ramps right there, and it lifts itself up, and I'm assuming you just pin it on IRL. Check under here. We got our brake chambers, airlines, airbags. Again, no one's looking underneath the trailer though, so it's not the most important thing in the world at all. And then of course we have our single axle booster back here. It's got its own air tanks. Hold some extra air for you. Oversized load. BWS. I don't think this is a shadow on these flaps just because that's how it was in the store. I think that's just maybe a texturing thing. I don't know. And I just noticed that light is getting through here even though we have a deck on. Again, not a big deal whatsoever. I think it would be cool to have a option to remove that. I don't know if that's true to real life or not though, so I know that he likes doing things true to real life. I don't know if that's an option. I'm sure people could pull it off if they want, but so this was the up close and personal. Everything's there, everything's looking good. We'll go ahead and have a look at some of the loads, some of the cargos, and then we'll do a up close and personal on maybe one of the cooler cargos this thing has to offer. Alright, so here we are in the cargo market, and like I corrected earlier, there are only 25 loads as of right now. Just because when 1.55 switched over, he was working on another trailer, so he pushed just 25 mods out on the update to at least get us some loads, and then once he's done working on the other trailer, he should come back and finish converting the rest of the loads. This trailer does not show up in the freight market. It's only in the cargo market. So if you want to use it, you got to own it. Right here, we have some different loads. We got a old Alice Chalmers tractor. We got a Caterpillar D9R, which is a military spec at right under 108,000 pounds. We got some Bobcat mini excavators. We got a Cat 772G haul truck. We have a DCMG XR220, which I'm pretty sure is just a drill rig. We got, I know we got some other stuff in here. We got a Caterpillar D6N. We got a 16M grader, a 745C haul truck. We got the Bell B60E, which is a huge articulated. We got a Challenger farm tractor. Come down here, we got some super small loads, which you'd probably run with just the lowboy itself. We got a generator, telehandler, farm tractor, fuel tank, a bunch of different stuff. And again, this isn't all the loads that this does come with. Also worth noting that again, this is the only mod in this profile, so these prices are set by the trailer, so it is a more of a realistic pay that you would get. So that's pretty much it for in here. Again, not in the freight market. We'll go look at I think I got a Bell 60-ton haul truck out there. We'll take a look at it on the trailer and then do a look at lighting, and that'll be a wrap. So I figured we could do the look at lighting as well as a look at this load in one shot. As you can see, we got the Bell B60E on here. I don't think it has, not a crazy interior, little steering wheel. We got our chains on here. We got a cross chain going in the front. It's an interesting texture with the chain out. It's like split like that. We then have two chains, one on either side on the front of the dump body. As you see, this is an articulating truck, which is crazy. And then we have these ones back here on the back of the dump body. And I did notice that the bottom hooks aren't where they're supposed to be. So I'm hoping that was just kind of like a little bit of a rush job when he moved these over to work for the update, and that when he does the rest of the loads, those will get moved up just a little bit. And as you see, this thing hangs off a good, I don't know, what, 2-3 feet off the side. I mean, this is a big load. And it's also worth mentioning, like, as you can see, compared to a dry van there on the left, this is at least 5 feet taller. So it shouldn't have any collisions. You should be able to go through bridges, but if you want to play it realistically, which is completely up to you, you know, you definitely got to think about where you're going with this thing, because it is massive. For our lights, we have our hazards here. Now, the lights on the back of the booster don't seem to have any flare. It seems that these flares are coming off of the main trailer lights, which, as you see, we have the orange ones on top, the red ones on the bottom, and for our brake lights, the orange does light up as a brake light as well, which I kind of wish they were red, but it is what it is. And no brake flares on the off the booster. Coming up here, we have signals on the side of the trailer, and then we have turn signals on the back of the Jeep. They do flare as well as the brake lights. And then for our running lights, there are no flares. I do really like the tail lights, though. It kind of has that halo look. I think those are pretty slick. There are flares down the side of the body, though. I know it's faint because it's a little light around here, but they are there. Same style with the turn signals there on the side. We got that kind of halo look. And then back here, doesn't look like any flares off of the running lights, unfortunately. But that is a pretty impressive load. I think it's under like 94,000 pounds, so it's got some weight to it, but you know, just the sheer size of it looks impressive, especially compared to the tractor that's pulling it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope y'all have a good week, and make sure you keep those wheels turning.